Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. It is Thursdays. Thursdays are for builders. Hey, as you come in, drop a hammer in the comment. And something that I like to say in our community is put your builder introduction in the comments. All right, y'all. My name is Kenisha Moselle. I am here to help leaders, visionaries, and entrepreneurs unclutter their mind so they can execute with excellence the serve, the sell, and the scale for a sustainable business. Did you hear what I said? That's what I said. Y'all go ahead. Let's give them a few minutes to go ahead and join in the room. Today, we are talking about planning for impact, organizer blueprints. Okay, let's get the little lo-fi in. Go ahead and drop some in the comments. If you were here last week, go ahead and drop one in the chat. If you were here last week, if it was helpful for you, let me know what tip you've been able to use and take away from last week's episode. All right, y'all talk back to me. I see you in the comments. We're glad to have you here. We're gonna give it a little second. We're gonna groove in. Alrighty, and again, this is Builders and Blueprints Live with your girl, Coach K, Kenisha Moselle. This month, we are planning for impact, right? We are planning for impact. This conversation is specifically from the Plan for Impact workbook and resource. It is linked in the description, so you can absolutely tap into that resource if you find that information helpful as we go throughout our episode today. Alrighty, so drop those builder introductions in the comments so I can know who you are, what you are doing, and maybe I can speak to you specifically. Maybe I can use your business as an example to connect some of the dots. And maybe you'll want to book a time with me and say, can we unpack that a little bit more? Right? So that is good. We're going to get started in just a second here. I do want you to know that there are lots of resources on my website for builders who either need blueprints or clarity or structure. Oh my gosh, there's a wealth of resources there. Hello. Glad you all are joining in for this segment today, joining in live. Drop your builder introduction. If you were here last week, drop a 1 in the comments and let me know if you were able to use any of the tips from last week when we were talking about laying the foundation. You'll find that there's a lot of tips throughout this month on the Kenisha Moselle Speaks platform. So if you're not following on Instagram and the Facebook page, make sure you're following there so that you can get, an extension of what I like to call my serve, right? That is my serve to you all. So let's go ahead and get it started. Plan for impact. That is what we are doing. We are planning for impact. That is our focus on this month, all month long. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. I will be here live, and we're going to be talking about how to plan for impact. I want to remind you all that there is a resource specifically for how to plan for impact, 10 keys to deliver hospitality that heals at every event, workshop, or impact gathering, right? Say impact in the comments, if you will. If you're watching this in the replay, I'm glad to have you say impact in the comments. All right, y'all. So let me see who's over here in the comments. Hello, Kim, Dr. ASJ, Planning for Impact. We've got Yolanda of Integrity Matters Virtual Solutions, and I got a couple of other viewers. Y'all talk back to me in the chat. I'm glad to have you all. I'm going to go through our points. We've got 3 things, of course. Why? Because that's my blueprint. It's always 3 points. Okay, y'all. So again, my name is Kenisha Moselle. I help leaders, visionaries, and entrepreneurs unclutter their mind so they can execute with excellence the serve, the sell, and the scale sustainably inside of your business, inside of your brand, inside of your organization. And whether it is a small thing or whether it's a big thing, the reality is everybody's thing is a big thing. Everybody's thing is a big thing if it makes the impact it's called to make. I won't sidebar. I'm going to stay focused. So thank you all for joining me this evening. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how to organize the blueprints. Everybody say that. Organize the blueprints. This is so important. Lord, I invite you into this time, into this space. Let it be clear Let it be concise. Hallelujah. Let there be clarity in the name of Jesus, so that we can build the thing you have called us to build, and it makes the impact for the people it's called to, in the name of Jesus, right? So I want to remind you guys again, this is our second episode for this month. We are How to Plan for Impact all month long. If you did not catch our episode on last week, I want you to go back and catch episode 1, because we talked about laying the foundation. Laying the foundation is paramount if you are planning to make an impact, because you are the first thing that shows up inside of whatever you're building. I'm going to say that again. You are the first thing that shows up inside of what you are building. So if you're ready to take notes, say yes. What up, Tam? If y'all are ready, say ready in the comments. Shout out to all my GFT crew. The link's going to be live. I think we just need to send it to you because the link is live. Organize the blueprints. I see you. I see you. I see you. All right. So just keep in mind that I am talking from the How to Plan for Impact workbook. It is linked inside of the description if you decide that it's something that you are interested in as using for a resource or a tool in your builder work and your builder journey. All righty. So number one. The first tip as it relates to organizing your blueprint is to answer this question. How do you deliver your solution? Remember, we left off at knowing what your solution was and who your solution is for. Now, the question is, I got you. Thank you, Yolanda. The question is, how do you deliver the solution? Does it matter if you have a solution and you don't know how to share with people? What do you do with a gift that stay wrapped up at your house? I'm just looking at my fingernails. The gifts stay wrapped up under the bed. My God, today. That's interesting. Yeah. How do you deliver the solution? Modalities. Let's talk about modalities, right? Is your solution something that you can put in the mail and send to someone? Is your solution attached to a digital download? Is your solution delivered in words and speech, and so you need to be in places where your voice can be cast? Is your solution, does it require you to be in the same space with the person for them to experience the relief that your solution provides? These are questions that we want to ask ourselves, because it impacts how you plot your way to impact, right? When we talk about blueprints and you plot out certain things in the spaces, you have to organize it in a fashion that the impact that you desire to make can actually be had. All right, y'all? So how do you desire to deliver the thing that you are delivering? So I know Yolanda is working on some digital things, right? So some of us may start at delivering something digitally. Some of us may just need to start an email list and send out a weekly newsletter or a weekly email to a specific group of people and have a conversation about a specific thing. One of our sisters inside of the community has a Substack account, and she does excellent writing. Her posts are phenomenal. So when you go to her Substack, she is expounding on the things there. The modality of choice for her is Substack and making posts on her platform. All right. So another question to sit with around how do you deliver the solution is, what's valuable to your participants? What is valuable to the people who are going to be partakers of it? What matters to them? Modality. YouTube is a great modality for me because, one, y'all can access it easily. You can go back. I see y'all. You can go back and catch the replays. It's easily accessible. You can go back. You can go backwards and forwards and find certain things. That's a good modality because I'm a live and in action type of person. That is just how I show up well, and I'm able to deliver well consistently. And because I can do that consistently, because you need to hear what I am saying and engage with the dialogue, this modality works for me. I would say that a modality for Yolanda with virtual The pace of grace. The pace of grace. Digital resources and facilitated workshops. Okay, well, we're talking about facilitated workshops. What is the best place? And I won't get ahead of myself, but if it needs to be delivered in words, then you're gonna have to choose a place where people can hear you speaking. Okay. All righty. So what's the value? What's valuable to your participant? Your target person, the person who needs your solution, not just any participant, your people. Huh? Say my people. What is the best way for them to receive what you have to share? Now, let's say this. I want to unpack this and I want to get a different perspective, right? The best way for them to receive what you have to share. The best way for the right people to receive what you have to share. You cannot do a wellness event that's supposed to feel like a spa in a shared space where people are watching a football game. Example, not in the same room, not in the same building. Hello, Lakeisha. Not even in the same building, y'all. We may want to be in the upstairs of a building or in a space that is small and intimate and not attached to something else. How do you deliver that solution? If you want to do a spa day, if you want to do something fitness specific, you need to have a space that either has the chairs. If you want to do massages, you need rooms that have lower lighting in them, something that is soft music, something that does not have just a large compounding amount of distractions or external stimuli. All right. The best way for them to receive that. Now, I'll say this as well as like a bonus. If you want to serve mothers, if you want to serve mothers with a spa day, but the way you deliver that solution is got to have some proximity to childcare, whether there is a park or something close to that location, or whether there is child service built into how you do your event. Regardless of how that happens, the children need a space away from where the mothers are being served so that they can fully be impacted by what you're doing. All right. So the first tip is for you to sit with how to deliver the solution. This is not a quick by night type situation. You have to sit with it. You got to think about who you're serving. You got to think about what it is you want to get to them and how it is they're going to be a partaker of it so that they can fully reap the benefits of it. All right. If you're good, say good. Right. That was our first one. How do you deliver the solution? That's the first question you want to sit with. All right. Tip number two, drop a 2 in the comments if you're flowing with me, just so I know we are moving good at a pace. The second thing, thank you, Yolanda. The second thing I want you to do is consider the room for your solution. Consider the room for your solution. What do you mean? What type of room will accompany your solution best? Is it a large room? Is it a small room? Is there one room or is there multiple rooms? I see y'all. What's good, Coach Hugh? What is the room that you need, right? If you're accommodating 50 folks in a space and you know you're going to have speakers, you're going to have folks taking notes or what so have you, 50 space round tables or either conference style, they got to be sitting at tables because there is writing that needs to happen. And if you are delivering a solution to them that is coupled with them being able to write and take notes and engage with the content, you need a larger room for the reasons that I just explained. These are things that we want to think through if we want to make an impact. Let's do this. I'm going to reverse engineer this. All right. We're on tip number 2, considering the room. If I want to do an event, 50 people, what's up, Doc? And I book a room that accommodates 25 seated, I have immediately cut into my impact and I have created a bad customer experience, because when people arrive, their immediate, unless they're the first person there, their immediate thought and reaction is going to be like, oh, I don't think it's enough room in here, or they should have got a big room. Well, I don't know if I want to be in here. Oh, let me get a table first. Is it going to be enough room? Who am I going to sit next to? We're going to have to sit close to each other because you did not properly consider the number of people you wanted to serve a specific solution in the right type of room. It's the simple things that are absolutely humongous when you think around the logistics. And this is my event planner brain. This is the wedding planner brain. Tables, room, aesthetic. Is there walking room? Can you even walk from one place to the next place inside of the space without it being an uncomfortable experience? But you want somebody to have to enjoy an intimate space. But intimate don't mean that my personal intimate space has to be what's the word? Intruded upon. That's not the word. Invaded. Right? So what type of rooms do you need multiple rooms, right? Oftentimes in the structure of what we do inside of the Grace for This space, we do our summits and we have main sessions and then we have breakouts. So I cannot have an event in a space that's only got one room in it. We need at least 4 rooms in order to do our summit the way it needs to be done, right? Because we go from the larger room to the more intimate spaces, and each intimate space needs to have tables for people to sit at, because we write and we reflect and we take notes and we journal, right? So what do the rooms look like in order for you to deliver impact with the solution you're providing? Okay, so I see that Yolanda says starting small, intimate, and safe is what she's identifying for her. And if you all are identifying something in the comments, feel free to say it. You can talk back to me, but I want you to know that. Now, I want to say something about Kim, because what Kim has is a product, right? Some of us are doing services and some of us actually have products. Well, if you have something that you're sending to someone, how you package, ooh, come on here. Your room is the packaging on what you're sending. Packaging is everything, baby. You will raise the price on whatever it is that you are selling based on how you package it. Yes, that is very important. And she packages her things very cute in these cute little bags. And I save them and I barely touch them because the bag is so cute. You know, that's the whole issue. But it talks about the experience that she is making with how she delivers, right? But let's say she wants to engage. Let's say she wants to sell, right? Let's say she wants to scale a little bit to that, you know, that sale inside of our serve, sell, and scale a triple core blueprint model. I would say she could do a pop-up shop. She can do a pop-up, and inside of that pop-up, it can be a pop-up appreciation with 2K. That's her business name. And what she can do is people can buy a ticket, but the ticket is going to include one of her bags and like small refreshments. And so they get the product. She can talk about her products and the encouraging word that she wants to give to women. How's she delivering the solution? Well, the solution is people need body care. But when you package the right conversation with the body care, you multiply the impact of the experience that you're creating with your product. Is that good, y'all? I feel like that was good. Let me take a sip. I feel like that was real good. That definitely was good. So how many people does she want to serve? Well, it's a pop-up. It's a pop-up. So what you going to be there like maybe 2 hours? It's a pop-up. You're not gonna try to be there all day long. People got 2 hours to come in. If you let them know, hey, I'm gonna popping up from this time to that time, they will get themselves there because it's not an all-day type of experience, and they don't want to miss the opportunity to sit inside of a 2K experience. That's for free, but y'all can book a session with me, okay? Y'all can get this strategy session, or you can get along for this quarterly situation. We can get your serve, sell, and skill together in the 3 months. Okay, like what I'm saying? So that was just an example. And that was tip number 2, right? The thing that I want you to consider is what is the proper room for the solution. Now, some of y'all need virtual rooms. Some of y'all just need to hit go live. Who am I talking to? Some of you don't need to worry about all of that. Very good. Oh, really? Hey, we're going to take that as confirmation. She said she was talking about that today. Okay. Boom. Sound like you need to do it. Go ahead and do it. Okay, Kim? Right. So the last thing, and then we'll go ahead and wrap. And if y'all have a question, go ahead and ask that question in the comments, and I would love to address it. We got about 5 minutes. Oh, no, we got like 10 minutes. So I'll spend another 5 minutes on this last point, and then we'll spend the last 5 minutes answering questions if you have any, right? So, of course, we're talking about phase 2, organizing the blueprints. And the third point for tonight that I want us to sit with is, when do the doors of the room open? Oh, I love this. Sorry. I get excited. Put myself back together. When do the doors of the room open? What is the best time to offer the solution to the people who need it? That's not just the time of day of the event. That is the best time of year. It is what quarter, what season is happening. Is it back to school? Is it summer break? Is it football season? Is it domestic violence awareness? Is it breast cancer awareness? What solution are you offering and how are you properly packaging it so that the people who need it can receive it? So when do the doors of the room open? Whatever your room is, whatever your modality is, when do you begin providing it and inviting it to people? One thing I want us to also sit with is, what barriers do you need to consider in your time selection? What barriers do you need to consider? If there's a specific location that you want to use, but you know they get heavy traffic in that venue around certain types of events that don't mesh well with the space and the environment that you need for your event, then you might need to do some reconsideration, either a different time of year, a better time of year, or a different location. Time of day. Do you want to offer your solution in the morning? Is it a midday type situation because it's quick and easy? Or is it something that brings your day to a close? Does it, it brings it to an end? What is happening in certain atmospheres? I'm gonna approach you from a spiritual perspective. When we think about the Jewish calendars, there are certain festivals and feasts and transitions that happen on that calendar. I like to know the dates of Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah because spiritually things are transitioning and shifting, right? So if we are aware of certain type of things that happen in a spiritual climate, and I know I'm called to lead and influence in specific areas, I would want to couple what I'm doing and what I'm offering in alignment when the year is transitioning, when the feast and the festivals are happening. Let me know if y'all understand what I'm saying here. Depending on who you are and what you are offering, it is important to know where sensitive areas are on the calendar. Okay. That is important. So when do the doors of the room open? That's good. When do the doors of the room open? Sit with that. Best time to do it. Now, oftentimes you might have a product that transcends time, especially if you got something that's body care. If you have something that's body care, as long as I'm living, I'm in this body. Right? However, how do I offer that solution at the right, how do I say this? If I'm offering something that is a product that aligns with body care specifically, you want to parallel that serve, right? When you offer a product that somebody needs at a right time, that aligns with a specific movement or that parallels with a cause, right? We have the different awarenesses, we have the different walks. I really want to do a GTG, a GFT GTG type of experience that is coupled with Alzheimer's, because that is a grief experience that more and more people in our population are experiencing, where you are grieving the loss of a loved one while they are still living. And it is a daily grief, right? And then you have to process the loss of that loved one when they actually leave the earth. That is a very extended period of time to be processing grief. Okay, so that's something that I want to do. If anybody's interested in partnering around that, let's get together and talk and see what that would look like. But I really would like to do that, but I know I cannot do it by myself. I would need some really strong partners to make that happen. But I am I'm gonna pin this comment, y'all. And if watch this in the replay, I want y'all to know that you are not by yourself, okay? I want this to be marked in the histories God's timing is testing my patience. This is real life. Moment of silence for all of us who felt this. Baby, thank you for sharing that and for being honest, okay? That is a very real experience inside of our builder's journey, building and launching the thing, but also being sober about where you are and being careful not to get ahead of the one who has given you the vision. It's really his vision planted on the inside of us. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I completely agree with everything that she just said in that comment. If you agree, say amen. Okay. Amen. And it's a good testing. It builds patience, capacity. It builds patience for children, perseverance. We learn to push through. So I'm checking the comments. Those were our 3 tips. If you got a question, go ahead and drop it in the comments. We got a couple of moments and I will do a quick recap. Okay. And in the recap, so our focus today was organize the blueprints. All right. Organize the blueprints. And our first tip was a thought. How do you deliver the solution? You got to sit with that because you don't want to package it the wrong way. Why? If you package it the wrong way, it's not going to do what you wanted to do. You have the event too far away from where the people you want to be there can get there. It's not going to do what you want it to do the way you want it to do. All right. So we want to be strategic around that. The question is, how do you deliver the solution? Okay. The second thing, consider the rooms for your solution. Not just how many rooms do you need, but what is the right room for it? What is the right type of space that needs it? Look, you want people to have a networking type of vibe? Well, you don't need a whole bunch of big round tables because people gonna sit down like a bump on a log. You want high boy tables. You don't want but 5 chairs in the room its entirety. And then you want to have easy food. That's finger food. Why? Because the objective of the event is networking. Shout out. We got Ready, Set, Network. I'll post that in a second, period, in my closing. I'm glad I remembered that. But yeah, what is the room for the solution? We want people to show up authentically themselves. Feel free to communicate about what's going on with them as a human. Come on, as a builder, like Miss Yolanda said here, but also be able to talk about what we do with our businesses. I love this for us. This is so good. I'm excited. I'm very much excited for that. So that was tip number 2, for you to consider the room for your solution. And then the last tip was knowing when the doors of the room open. All right. Those are our 3 tips for tonight. Organizing the blueprints, y'all. That has been our second episode of the Plan for Impact. While we're talking about different events and things, I'm super duper to share about our Ready, Set, Network, Unmasked and Ready, myself along with our host builder. Yeah, somebody say host in the comments if you would. Our host builder is none other than Lakeisha Washington, who is the founder of Take Your Mask Off. She's going to be hosting us for a collaborative event because we believe in collaboration here. You're not a builder by yourself. You want to fail fast? Do it alone, quickly and fastly by yourself, right? So shout out to Lakeisha, who's going to be hosting us. And then we have a builder spotlight for a new sister who is getting connected with us, Ashley Kidd of Flourish and Solo. And so I'm telling you this, you want to be inside of this room because one, authenticity is everything. We talked about that last week. Why? Being honest with yourself. It is so important for you to be honest with yourself. And our rooms make space for you to be human, okay? Our rooms, hey Lou, our rooms make space for you to be a human, right? If you are a builder, you are a human first. If you are an entrepreneur, you are a human first. If you here, you've been human the whole entire time, okay? Yes, right? So I'm excited about I'm very much excited about Ready, Set, Network because Yes, you're going to do the networking, but you want to make sure that you're in spaces that allow you to be human first. Because if you're not well as a person, if you're not well as a human, it's going to show up inside of your business. So we're making a safe place for you as a human and for you as a builder, as a brand, as an entrepreneur, as a founder inside of this space. All right, y'all, it's only for 25. Remember, we talked about what kind of room we need, how many people can fit in it. 25. All right. Period. I'm super duper excited. Look, tickets are already going. I've seen 2 ticket sales already. So we are moving. I know things are going to pick up after next week. So don't wait to get your ticket. You can go to graceforthis.net/events. I'll put the flyer one more time, but you can go to graceforthis.net and you'll see the event tab, and you can go and get your tickets. Look, EQ with Lou is going to be in the building. We're going to have some conversations, y'all. We're going to have conversations because that's what we do. That is part of the GFT experience, and Take Your Mask has that same energy. Okay. So it's going to be truly a time of connection, a genuine conversation. And we're believing that you're going to identify right places to begin collaboration. And we do all of this together in community. So I love that for us. Thank you all for your time tonight. I am available. KanishaMoselle.com is my website. I do strategy sessions. We can just jump on a call, right? There's a lot of things I offer. There are resources. I want you to look in the description. There's a link in the description. If you are enjoying this How to Plan for Impact and you want to process that, you can get the How to Plan for Impact workbook, and it can help you organize some things so that you build properly. For what? Impact. Can you do me just one last thing? Say impact in the comments. That is the one last thing. Say impact in the comments. All right, y'all. So this has been good. This is episode number 2, How to Plan for Impact. If you're not on the email list, let me tell you something. I want to give you something. There's a link in the description that gives you a free builder's reset. Sometimes we have a hard time making a decision because we are cluttered and there are too many things that we are trying to process all at the same time. You cannot plan for impact if you're not focused on the right thing. Okay. So I want to give that to y'all. You can tap the link in the description and get that free reset workbook. And then you'll also get some reminders as well as some freebies, right? Has anybody, let me come back. Drop a 2 in the chat if y'all have heard the audios. There are some audios that let me pull the chat back up. There are some audios that I sent over. Boom, boom, boom. I see y'all. Flyer says it all, right? Has anybody caught those episodes? There was some episodes that run back to 2023, and y'all are getting a hospitality coach. Why? Because we're talking about hospitality that heals. And every impact gathering, every event, everything that you are doing, there is some tea inside of your emails. Okay, y'all? I want y'all to run up in there, check your emails. If you're on the email list, if you are just getting in, hey, get in there now. But you can get that free reset workbook, and that'll get you looped in. We're excited to serve. Very much excited to serve. And you can get in there. Okay. Having said all of that, that is it. Hey, it's time for us to serve, sell, and scale. But you got to get uncluttered first. That's just how I wanted to say it, right? We're going to serve, sell, and scale, but get clear about what you're executing on, and it gets so much easier from there. Have an amazing night. Feel free to reach out to me, KanishaMoselle.com. All of the information you need is in the description. You all are loved tremendously. Have a great night. Bye-bye.